welcome to Stitched Up Weekly episode, I think it's 23. If it's not, I'll put it along the bottom. I hope you're all well this gorgeous Monday morning. I haven't got a lot to say actually. It's been, wow, what a busy week we had last week. I have just finished off last week's vlog and yeah, I don't think I actually filmed a lot last week. There certainly wasn't a lot of sewing that got done. Obviously with having Bronte home and her not being well, you know, that's obviously taken precedent alongside work, and we've really been cracking on with the kitchen as well. We've got a lot more done, as you will have seen in last week's vlog. So it's yeah, I didn't have much opportunity to get any sewing done. I did want to get my Saraste shirt finished. I literally just need to put buttons and button bands on, and hopefully by the time you see this vlog it will be done. And it needs hemming as well, but I haven't had the opportunity to do that. Yesterday was Father's Day, which obviously by the time you see this will have been a week ago, and I had my dad over for a few hours as well, so that was really lovely. So the weekend just went really, and yeah, that's that. So I'm on my way to work today. Yeah, it's a beautiful sunny morning. Bronte's still at home. I've not seen her this morning. She is, as I say, I think she's planning to stay with us another week or two and then go back down to Leicester. I need to speak to, well, we've got her temporarily registered with our GPs, who she was obviously registered with growing up. So since she's been home, we've registered her with our GPs again. I've got an appointment with them tomorrow morning just to discuss a few things regarding her health, and hopefully we might get somewhere, because she's not been getting anywhere with her own GP down in Leicester, who obviously doesn't really know her. So I'm hoping I can get something sorted out for her tomorrow while she's still here, but it's very much up in the air because obviously she's only with us temporarily. Sewing wise, it's the final this week of the sewing bee, and spoiler alert, just move ahead a few seconds now if you've not seen it yet. I'm sure you must have done by now, but anyway, I think we have Matt, is it Matt or Mark? I can't remember people's names, I'm really bad. Claire and somebody else, I can't even remember who the last person is in the final. Liz went out last week, which was a shame. I really liked Liz. Oh, it's Nicole, that's the other one, sorry. Yeah, Liz went out last week and it was a shame, but to be honest, I've seen how they tend to, I mean, she did an absolute you know, great showstopper. They were sort of 1930s flapper dresses that they had to do, and she really pulled it back there, but she was bottom in the first two challenges, and I knew then, because they tend to, especially at this late stage, if somebody's come bottom in the first two challenges, then they're just, no matter how good they are in the last one, they're just not going to pull it back, are they? So anyway, Liz went out. Nicole, I mean, I'm part of a few Facebook groups and I really need to come off it, to be honest, because sometimes I get a bit trigger happy, shall we say, because people have, like they did with Leah last year, I don't know, anybody that watched it last year may remember that there seemed to be a lot of angst towards Leah last year, and she really suffered for it, to be honest. I do remember Leah's emotional health and mental health really being affected by some of the nastiness that seemed to be, well, some of the comments that were aimed at her and her sewing and her personality and everything, which was really a shame. And I've seen a little bit of that happening towards Nicole this year, and it's really quite disturbing. I mean, as many of you probably know, I've applied for the sewing bee and I haven't heard anything, I'll be honest with you. I'm not even imagining that I will, but anyway, having seen how some of the public have spoken about some of the contestants, I'm not sure if well, if I was successful enough to actually get on the programme, I think I would have to avoid social media full stop, because I don't think my mental health could cope with, you know, people's comments. I mean, obviously everybody's going to have their favourites, you accept that, but it's when you're being scrutinised to that sort of degree by the general public, it can be really emotionally damaging. And I do think people need to just think, I don't know why people don't think about that more. It's really, it's really bizarre. Social media is just bizarre, isn't it? But anyway, so we've got 3 left anyway, and it's the final this week, which is exciting. Now, I don't have a favourite out of the 3, if I'm honest. I really don't. I think it could be anybody's, and to be honest, I think, you know, whoever wins, that's brilliant. It's, you know, it's just this is the thing for me, it is an entertainment programme. It's not a sewing programme as such. It's not it's not a programme to teach you how to sew. It's not a serious programme. It's designed to be light entertainment, with sewing being the theme, which is what we all need, isn't it? And, you know, I think there's a lot of people that take it far too seriously. The point is that they have to give a time frame to see who does the best, because at the end of the day, if we all had an unlimited amount of time to make something, then we could all perfect it, couldn't we? And how then would they be able to judge between people on which was the best sewn outfit? So that's why there is a time limit set. It's not about achieving perfection within that time, although if you can, then that's amazing, but it's about doing the best you can in that time that you've been set. I think that's what it is. So anyway, this week I haven't really got any major plans sewing wise. I've hit, well, when I say hit a bit of a sojo, it's, I think this is mainly, I did touch on this, I think, in the beginning of last week's vlog, where I said that I'm sort of, you know, I've sort of hit that point with my weight where, you know, I'm sort of thinking, I just don't want to be this size anymore, because, and this tends to happen with me, my weight gain always sneaks up on me, because I'm so tall and I'm not a petite build, you know, I'm a strong build. So I can gain a lot of weight without anybody really noticing, easily. You know, I mean, I will, you know, being honest with you, since, when was it, March last year, I did get weighed on Saturday, and since March last year I have gained 1.5 stone. Since 2.5 years ago I've gained 2.5 stone. In that time I've lost a bit and gained a bit and whatnot, but in total I'm now 2.5 stone heavier than what I was then. And yeah, since I went to the retreat last year, I am a good 1.5 stone heavier than then. That's in May last year, not October. And yeah, it probably doesn't, I probably don't look like I am, but that's because with me being so tall and such a strong build, that I can generally hide it quite well. But you know, I'm at the point now, I always do this, I hit this point with my weight where I think that is it, enough is enough, and I've got to that point now. So I am making better choices with my food, I'm not snacking on rubbish, and my hip is so much better. I'm exercising regularly again, and I'm hoping that will continue, so that I can continue running and not get injured again. And so I'm hoping that it will start to steadily come off. But in regards to sewing, I'm now sort of at the point where I'm thinking I don't really want to make things, because I need to get this weight off, and I have got lots of things already that I can wear that fit me now. So it's not even so much that I can use that as an excuse, well, you know, make clothes that fit you now, fit the way you are now. Well, I have clothes that fit me now, that's the thing. So I'm sort of thinking I don't want to be using up my precious fabrics to make things that hopefully aren't going to fit me for much longer. So I've sort of hit a bit of a sojo, but I think this is why I think I'm going to focus a little bit more on running gear at the minute and athletic wear, because that kind of stuff obviously will fit me as I lose weight anyway, because it's really incredibly stretchy. So it stretches and expands to fit you as you gain weight and then shrinks back a bit as you lose weight. So I think that will be okay. And yeah, I think really I might stick to making tops, because the top half of me tends to not lose so much weight, although my chest at the minute is just, yeah, a lot bigger than it normally is. I'm just really waffling now, aren't I? Right, I am going to sign off for now, because I'm going to be heading over the Wolds in a minute to do the final 20 minutes into work. But I hope you have a good day, and I'll probably catch up with you later on in the week. Take care, bye. Right, that's work over for Monday. I don't normally come on just to have a quick chat to you when I've just finished work, but on this occasion I have some really exciting news. You're not going to be impressed by this, but I have to tell you anyway. I have got my appointment booked at the hairdressers. Well, they haven't sort of announced yet that hairdressers can reopen from the 4th of July. However, they have that it's in all the media outlets basically that it's going to be announced tomorrow. So my hairdresser has decided to start taking appointment bookings, and I have managed to get an appointment on Monday the 6th of July. Now Mondays in the UK traditionally hairdressers don't work. I think because they work Saturdays they tend to have Mondays off, and yeah, but I think because of the lockdown they're obviously going to be working Mondays to try and catch up on a bit of the backlog. But I am so grateful to my hairdresser that she is booking me in from on the 6th, which is 2 weeks today. So it means I only have to put up with this mess for another 2 weeks, which is amazing, because as I think I mentioned in last week's vlog, I've got like a cluster here of the tapes that are all sort of stuck together and matted up a bit in my hair, which is a bit of a mess, and it's getting really itchy even though I'm washing it, and I just can't wait to have these taken out. I am having them put back in, but I need my roots doing because I'm so grey, and yeah, so that's really exciting, and fingers crossed, you know, once I've had them put back in, it won't be 5 months till they're it won't be another 5 months before I can have them changed again. So yeah, so that's really good. So I thought I'd just come on and tell you because I'm so excited. It's just best news ever. Right, so Martin's going to do the honours. We're having the lovely cream tea that Andy sent me, bless her. So
is Isaac partaking?
Yes, Isaac's partaking. So
we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
We've got 1 plate short.
We're 3 tea plates, we need 4. Does this mean that I will have to go without? Like hell it does.
Hello, it's Thursday evening and I've finished work for the week. No, actually I haven't. I've finished work for today. I'm not at work tomorrow, but I am working on Saturday in the out of hours service. So I've come home from work. It's just gone 5 o'clock. got changed. I'm going to go sit in the garden with Bronte in a minute. She is just somewhere there. Yeah, a few bits and pieces that I've come home to that I thought you might be interested to have a look. Now you might see just in the background we have a beam. The beam came yesterday morning for the canopy over the range, and I love it. It's beautiful. It really finishes it off. Obviously it's all got to be painted and tiled, etc. I have received a tile today. I've been ordering some tile samples. I'm not sure if I mentioned it the other day, and one has come today, but I'm not keen, I'll be honest. This is it here. Online it looked really sort of rustic and aged, and it doesn't. It just looks really new, so don't think we're going to go with that one either. So I think we're going to have to visit somewhere, to be honest, and have a look at tiles in the flesh. I've got some fabrics to show you as well. I ordered a couple of fabrics from Manjit from Dewsbury, and she sent me some gifted fabric as well. She did mention it to me, because apparently all the time I'm showing you guys the fabrics that I'm getting, you're going and buying them all out. So she was so grateful for the extra business, especially while we've been going through the lockdown, that she wanted to gift me some fabric. So she mentioned to me if I sewed with Lycra. Now, as many of you know, I do sew with sportswear Lycra, but generally not dresswear Lycra. And the reason for that is a lot of it is that ITY, really slinky Lycra, and I don't like that fabric, mainly because I find it really figure hugging, and when you've got a few lumps and bumps, as I do at the minute, I think it just hugs you in all the wrong places and not the right ones. It's just my personal preference. Obviously, you know, everybody has their own preference about what type of fabric they like, but I'm not keen on it. So anyway, she sent me it anyway, because the print's nice, and actually I quite like it, to be honest. So let me put you down and I will show you. Right, so the fabric that I ordered from Manjit is this one here, which is a gorgeous cotton lawn. It's got leaves and flowers, what more can I say? It's really lovely. She does have this in 2 colourways, and it's gorgeous. So I ordered 4 meters from her. It's only 45 wide, so, well, she told me it was 45 wide, and so I asked for 4 meters, but when it's arrived she sent me 4.5, because she said it is actually just under 45. I don't know if I've got that the right way up, but yeah, I really like this. I think it's lovely. So yeah, so that's going to go in the wash soon. And then she also had some gorgeous more embroidered cottons, and she has these in different colourways, and I wanted the hot pink because this colour really suits me. So this is it here. It's got this gorgeous embroidery on it, and it has at the bottom, it's got it's like cut work, and then a little sort of scalloped hem. So I really fancy making there's a dress that Sew Over It have just released as part of their Summer Dreaming capsule wardrobe ebook, which I have bought, and I'll tell you about that in a little while as well, because I've had a few issues. But there's a summer dress in there that's a bit like the Jessica dress by Mimi G, and Lisa Comfort is wearing it in a gorgeous pink fabric that is on their website to buy. But I saw that Manjit had this and thought this is very similar and it'll be fabulous. So I got, I think I got 3 meters of this, I think. So I'm going to have a go at making that dress out of that. And then the fabric that Manjit gifted to me is this one here. So this is it. And it is actually a really nice print. It's very, very stretchy because it's Lycra, so it's got a really sort of very good stretch horizontally, and then vertically there is a bit of give. But it's not the shiny ITY stuff. It's very matte. It has a crepey texture to it. But this is very summery, isn't it? So it's really pretty. But yeah, full disclosure, this was gifted to me. I haven't paid for this. So I don't know how much it costs, but it's very pretty. So I'm thinking actually, she's given me 2 meters of this, and I think I could probably make a loose fitting dress out of this because it's not too clingy. So yeah, I really like it. So thank you, Manjit. Now, I mentioned about issues with, oh, actually, before we go any further, so I'm a member of a Facebook group called Wattle and Slate, and I think I've mentioned them before, that they're doing custom fabrics in the UK, and they are testing some stretch woven fabric at the minute. I think I mentioned it in my vlog, not last week, the week before, where I'd ordered some stretch woven to make the Moxie shorts by Greenstyle Creations from the Fabric Fairy over in the US. And it's not a fabric that we can get over here, and Wattle and Slate are testing some stretch woven bases at the minute, and so she asked me if she could send me just a couple of little samples just to see what I think of it, because she hasn't used it herself. So I said, yeah, send it to me and I'll compare it to the Fabric Fairy stretch woven that I showed you a couple of weeks ago. So these are the two little samples here that she sent me. Now this one is heavier weight than this, but this does not feel like a stretch woven to me at all. It just feels like a lycra, stretch lycra. It's obviously a sportswear type lycra. I'm not sure if it's got great recovery. I don't know, it's difficult to tell with a small sample like that, but when I look at it like that and I pull it, I think you can see that it's curling and it's not going back into shape, so I don't think that's so good. This one, on the face of it, feels a bit more like the stretch woven that I have got from the Fabric Fairy, but without digging that out because it's upstairs, it's going to be difficult to say. This feels like it's got better recovery. It's not curling, yeah, so I think what I'll do is I mean, you can see how misshapen that one's gone now with me stretching it. So, yeah, I don't think that one's so hot at all. But this one, on the face of it, seems okay. So I will do a bit of a comparison between that and the Fabric Fairy stretch woven, and then I'll let her know. And hopefully, they might be able to start printing on stretch woven if they get a decent base. Right, now, yes, I was going to talk to you about the Summer Dreaming ebook by Sew Over It. I've had real issues with, not the book at all, nothing to do with Sew Over It, but I decided that there were 3 patterns out there that I wanted to work on straight away, which are the Alba skirt, the Ravello dress and the Porto jumpsuit, and I decided that I would get them printed off at a print shop rather than printing out A4 sheets and sticking them all together, because we all know how monotonous and time consuming that can be. So I've never used a print shop before. Well, I did have a lady who I used last year who set up, and she was really responsive last year. This year I don't know what's going on with her. She took ages to get back to me, even though she'd seen my message. It was like 2 weeks before she got back to me, and I just didn't feel confident on this occasion to send her an payment and the files, thinking I'm not going to get them back in a sort of decent time frame, really. So I don't know if she's got some issues going on or whatever, but I didn't feel confident to use her at the moment. So I decided to go with NetPrinter, because everybody knows NetPrinter, and I've had issues with them as well. When I uploaded the files, I think there were 11 sheets altogether over those 3 patterns, and when it all went through, only 8 of the sheets had gone through. So all of the Porto jumpsuit files, 3 out of the 4 Ravello dress files, and 2 out of the 4 of the Alba skirt files, which was really annoying. So because this was a Sunday, I followed it up straight away with an email to NetPrinter, attached the remaining files that hadn't gone through, said, can you possibly add this onto the order, I'll pay the extra, just let me know, etc. Didn't get a response until the following Wednesday, when I had a dispatch email for the original order that I'd put through. So I rang them up because they'd obviously either not seen my first email. I appreciate, businesses are really busy at the minute, aren't they, because because of the pandemic, etc. A lot of businesses are running on reduced staff numbers, etc. And I totally get that, but with them sending me an email, dispatch email, I thought they would have, seen the email that I'd sent previously. But anyway, I rang them up, they answered the phone, but they didn't say who they were. So I said, oh, is that NetPrinter? And the chap just said, probably, very abruptly, and that sort of put me off a little bit, and he just was very unhelpful. He was the owner, and was very unhelpful, said there's no way. To be fair, he apologised for not answering the email, but said, you know, they were on reduced staffing, etc. But he said the website system is totally separate to the email system, and there's no way they could have added it on anyway, which I found a bit unhelpful, shall we say. So that was that. I'd just have to put them through as a separate order. So it sort of put me off a little bit. I decided that I would just go elsewhere for the remaining 3 files that still needed printing, so that I had the full patterns. And I used Dotty Print, which are based over in West Yorkshire, so it's fairly local to me. Thought that would be really good. So the remaining 3 files were 1 Alba skirt file and, no, 2 Alba skirt files and 1 Ravello dress file. And I sent those, uploaded them into the website, sent payment. It came to like £5 for the 3 sheets, which I thought was on a par with Net Printer, so that was fine. The next day I got an email saying you've not uploaded all the files for these patterns, and I sent another email back saying yes, I know, because I had sent them elsewhere and these ones unfortunately didn't go through, so I only want those ones. And then they sent me an email back saying, well, because it's 2 separate patterns, we charge 2 separate prices. So they charge per pattern irrespective of how many pattern sheets you upload, which is a bit strange, but anyway. So basically that doubled the cost to £12, I think, for 3 AO sheets, because they're from 2 separate patterns. If they were just from 1 pattern, it would have been £5. Are you still with me? So this was just bizarre. There was no way around it. They weren't willing to budge at all, so I cancelled the order and I got my money back. So I just seem to have had just so many issues. Anyway, I did put a post up on the KB Peeps group on Facebook a few days ago, and a few people have given me some alternatives to look at. One is plan printing, which I'm going to look at. The other one is the fold line. I know that Sew Over It do printing as well, but to print, I mean, considering the ebook it was £25 with a £5 off voucher for its launch, to print all the patterns off as well, it was going to come to £95, which was just ridiculous. So, you know, that's just not going to happen. So yeah, so I still have to get the remaining 3 AO sheets printed out. Now I did think, could I just print out the A4 sheets of the bits that are missing, but it just looks really complicated because the A4 sheets don't in any way correlate to the AO sheets, so it's just it's been a nightmare, I'll be honest. So I've still got to get that sorted so that I can actually sew one of those things up from the new ebook, because I'm really quite excited to have a go. I do love Sew Over It patterns, as many of you know. So anyway, that was a bit of a long-winded waffle, wasn't it? But you get the idea. So far, my experience of printing, AO printing, hasn't been that great, but we'll see how we get on. Right, after all that, I now need to go chill out with my glass of Carver for finishing my working week, and I'll catch up with you later. Hello and happy Friday. Say hello.
Hello.
We've come to Filey, which is on the northeast coast, for an afternoon out. So all the family here, even managed to drag the boy out. So we're just having a walk along the beach at the minute. We're going to find somewhere nice to sit and have our lunch. The beaches up here don't get anywhere near as busy as what they do down south, thank the Lord, after the scenes in Bournemouth yesterday. You got anything to say?
I'm hungry.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we're just going to find somewhere nice to sit and then have some lunch. So we're now at Flamborough Head, which is that big lighthouse there. Happy Saturday. So yeah, it's Saturday morning early, it's 7:20 in the morning and I'm heading to work. We had a lovely day yesterday, really lovely. Didn't end up filming anything else, but yeah, Filey is on the northeast coast and it's about an hour and a bit from our house, so it's, you know, it's one of the beauties where we live is that it's you know, we're fairly close to the beach really, so it's not too onerous a task to go for an afternoon. So that was really lovely. Wasn't too crowded at all, which was the one thing that I was worrying about. We did have a plan B in case we got there and it was very crowded, because for those of you that don't live in the UK, there's been some pretty horrific scenes on the south coast this week with the heat wave that we've been having, with 500,000 people descending on one particular area of the country to visit the beach, which you can imagine puts a lot of strain on local services, and in light of the current health risks isn't very wise. But anyway, so yeah, so with that in mind, I was a little bit nervous, I guess, about if it was going to be really crowded, and it wasn't. It was fine. It was really lovely. So we had a really nice day. The weather, well, the sky cleared, because I think when I did some of the filming to start with, it was quite, you know, you get that sort of sea fret and everything, but it was cooler than inland, which was nice because it's been such a hot week. And yeah, I caught the sun a little bit, you can probably just see on my neck, despite sunscreen, but anyway. And we came home, had fish and chips, which was lovely, and then all fell asleep. And I woke up about 9:30 and just said I'm going to bed. So went to bed and slept all night. So there must have been something in that sea air yesterday, unless it was just that we were all just so relaxed. So it was lovely, really nice change. Anyway, yeah, today, haven't been looking forward to today all week because I'm working most of it, and it's my own fault because I'd booked the out of hours surgery that I'm working at this morning, just for this morning till lunchtime. I'd booked ages ago and I'd forgotten about it, and then I booked to work in the other out of hours service from 4 o'clock tonight. So I'm working in 2 areas today, which is really silly, isn't it? But it won't happen again. And yeah, so it means I've just got a break of a couple of hours this afternoon before I have to head off again. But that's fine. Martin's at work today. Bronte is going to visit a friend, so she's spending the day with a friend. Isaac will be doing his own thing on his computer as per usual on the weekend. I'm going to sign off now, and I don't know if I'll be filming again today. We'll see. I might be able to. Well, if not, I will catch up with you all tomorrow. Good morning, happy Sunday. So it's late Sunday morning and I've been for my run this morning. My hip is niggling a little bit. Yeah, I went for a run before work on Wednesday, I think it was, or was it Thursday? It might have been Thursday actually. And it really felt really tight and was pulling, and yeah, I was hobbling a little bit all day, and I was really worried that I'd just put myself right back, and that doesn't seem to be the case. I think I just twisted it a little bit. So haven't run since Thursday morning, and then got up this morning thinking I'll go out and see how it is, and it was okay. There was a tiny little niggle, so I haven't gone far. I've just done just over 4 miles, which is far enough. I originally planned to do 6 today, but 4 miles is going to be enough, I think. So I'm pleased I've done it anyway, and it feels okay. As I say, it just feels really tight, so I've been doing some stretches, and hopefully it will sort itself out. But anyway, today Bronte and I are going to be doing some sewing. I'm not working. I managed to get through yesterday with my 2 shifts, which was just ridiculous. I'm never doing that again. And yeah, Martin's at work, Isaac's up, but he's not really come downstairs yet. I've just obviously got out of the shower, washed my hair, put my face on, and I'm gonna I haven't done any sewing at all this week, and I've got an update for you on the AO printing. So as you know, I had a bit of a dilemma with, I've got a bit of a mark there on my chin, but I think it's just a shadow. Yeah, I had a bit of a dilemma over the printing because I had a problem with NetPrinter last week, and a few people have given me some really good resources to have a look at, and I've gone with planprinting24.co.uk. I'll leave a link to them down below. I obviously can't vouch for them yet because I have just put an order in, so I haven't received it yet. So but I'm going to go with them. They seem really reasonable in price. A couple of people have recommended them, so we'll see how that turns out. The only problem with them is that if you submit an order under £5, you are charged a small order surcharge, which obviously adds to the cost, alongside VAT, which goes on top, plus a flat fee of £5 for postage and packing. So it makes sense to put in a bigger order. So that's what I've done. I've also put in an order for the Loon dress by French Poetry. I've had that pattern for quite some time and not got it printed out yet, so I've put that one in. I've also done the Sienna dress and the Sorrento denim jacket by Sew Over It, and also, what was the other one? There might be something else, but I can't quite remember. So all in all, it works out at 14 AO sheets for £18 delivered, which I don't think is bad at all. So we'll see. Anyway, we'll see when that arrives, and I can give you a better update then in next week's vlog. Right, so today we are finishing off the Saraste shirt because I've not done anything on it all week. It's still here, pinned to the mannequin. I'm going to get the buttons and buttonholes done and get that hemmed and finished, and then I am back to activewear sewing. So I want to make another pair of Greenstyle strides, which is this pattern here. I'll put a better picture up for you to have a look at, but I'm going to make them in the shorts version out of the black lycra that I've got left that I got from Walton's. I'm almost out of this now, so I am planning on Friday to do a trip to Walton's. I might do that as a separate vlog so that you can see what they've got, etc. We'll see how it goes, because obviously they've only just opened a couple of weeks ago, and with the social distancing and the new way of retail, I'm not sure how feasible it'll be, but if I can film a trip to Walton's vlog for you, I will do that on Friday. So yes, because I need to get some more of that lycra, because I'm planning to make all the activewear. I also am going to make, my daughter's tidied up. She's been tidying everywhere, to be fair to her, and it's been very, you know, I'm very, very grateful. She really has been earning a keep while she's been here. Yeah, I showed you that fabric that I got from Raystitch earlier on in the week. I'm going to have a go at making the running tops today as well. So when I can find it, because I don't know where she's put it, so I need to have a look for that. Right, right, it's done. So I finished it and got the buttons on. It's hemmed. I've just taken some pictures outside in the wind, tried to get some decent pictures with the flounces not flapping everywhere. That was quite a challenge. I really like it. It feels tighter than the last one that I made, but considering I was probably a good 1.5 stone lighter than what I am currently, that's not surprising. It's gaping just a little bit here, but I'm hoping that once I lose a few more pounds, it will fit fine. It just feels just a little bit tight, sort of under the arm, but I don't know if you can see. It's not exactly the most flattering photo, that is it, but otherwise I really like it. It's really pretty. So yeah, right, on to the strides. Bronte's just making a coffee. We're going to have some lunch and yeah, do a bit more sewing this afternoon. Right, so I am moving on to the running tops. I've just made myself a pair of black running shorts out of the strides pattern. I'll show you those in a little while. They're all finished. which I'm really pleased with. And now I'm going to move on to the running tops with the Raystitch fabric, which is just over on my worktop in the kitchen, just over there. So I was going to just draw around an existing pattern that I've got, but I did remember that I've got the Itch to Stitch Lago tank, which is a free pattern. I'll link to it down below if you want to go and take a look. And what I've done is I've lengthened it, because I've made this before but found that it was just a little bit short, so I've lengthened it by 1.5 inches because I do want these quite long. And I've also curved the bottom hem as well, because I just think for running it's going to be better if it's curved. And all I did with that, to do that, was I just used my French curve and literally lined it up with the bottom centre seam and found a curve that I liked and drew around it, and that's it. So I'm going to get this cut out and we'll see how we get on. Right, so the top's done. This is the Lago top by Itch to Stitch, and I've made it in that gorgeous bamboo lycra that I got from Raystitch. So if I put you down, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. I'll put you down here. Ooh. I'm wearing it with my Greenstyle Strides shorts as well, which are perfect for running. So if you remember, I had to do a contrast waistband because I didn't have enough of the black lycra left, but I don't particularly want to show my butt in lycra to YouTube, but hey ho. But this top is just perfect. It's lovely. It's going to be really nice for walking, for running, lounging. I have cover stitched the bottom hem, which you probably can't see. I have ended up with a little tiny tuck just in the neckline. I've not cover stitched the neckline because I decided that I would just leave it as it is. But I really like it there. You've got a nice view of the colour there. Yeah, I decided I wouldn't cover stitch around the neckline, but I have done around the hem, which yeah, it feels really nice though. So I'm going to obviously go running in this, I think, during the week and see what it's like. I love the length on it. I think it's perfect length, and I'm definitely going to make another one out of the dusky pink. So Bronte wants to show you what she's been doing this afternoon, which she has made
A cake.
A cake. So yeah, she's been doing a little bit of sewing, and you've made a headband, haven't you? And she wanted to look at making a mask as well, but she has made a cake. You're going to show the cake? She's done a Victoria sponge, all of her own back, I might add, and it looks amazing.
Okay.
There we go. So it's just cooling at the minute, and you've made some chocolate buttercream, haven't you? So yes. I think she's going to fill it with chocolate buttercream and put some strawberries on. So that's going to be very nice. I'm glad I've been for a run today. Right, I think that's probably going to be it from me this week. I am going to put my feet up for a little bit now because it's been a really busy day and I've had a really busy week. But I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog, and both myself and Bronte, wherever she is, will probably look forward to seeing you next week. Take care, bye.